It is Marie here from Skeinz. You're with the Skeinz Diaries. And it is because I am coming to you on one of the shop computers, and it's a weeny bit slow. So back, and I have made a few adjustments, so hopefully we should be okay. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of September, and I am a day early because I will be up north. I'm going to Auckland to do nothing particularly exciting up there. It just happens that the professionals we use just happen to be up there and not down here. Especially exciting, but that's all right. Look, I've got my mask ready, guys. I think I'm organised, and with any luck, all my appointments are in West Auckland, so here, which will be great. Actually, it's keep it second time since lockdown began that I've ventured out of Hawke's Bay per se. So, well, yeah, it is. Oh, I've been to Gisborne. That doesn't count because that's my hometown. So yes, so that's why I'm here with you a day early. So it is. It's quite exciting. It feels kind of weird to be traveling away. Now I've got oodles to talk to you about today, and I wanted to get this. Claire and I have been working our tripes out in the last couple of days to get these up and running. And it's all this beautiful stuff that's just over here behind me. Good morning, everybody. But I thought I'd talk about a few other bits first, and then I'm going to get on to the stuff, the hippie behind me, which I mentioned on Monday. And we've got all the stock. I've been madly loading it since 7:30 this morning. I've been here getting it all loaded in because I wanted it all done and ready for you guys before I headed away. Safe travels. Thank you, Bev. I'm driving too, which I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I sort of get the music cranking, and if the weather stays the way that it's been, it'll actually be a really nice drive. I don't mind the drive up to Auckland at all. I quite enjoy it, which is lovely, which is really, really good. So anyway, what have I been up to on my front? I'm going to show you this. I was kind of hoping yesterday that this is my first ball. I'm still on the first ball of milk. No, I'm telling a pork pie. This is my second ball of milk. I'm literally, I think, and I'm going to count them so I can tell you on Memento. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am 2 rounds off from dividing for my sleeves in my swancho. So I have now finished all the colour work. All the colour work is done. I'm on the milk run now, the milk run to the finish. So, which is great, perfect timing for taking this away, because this is the ideal thing now to take away now that the colour work is all done. So that's where I'm at. I have to say, the rounds do go very slowly. I mean, that's a lot of knitting I've done in the last couple of days since I've seen you. But each one of these rounds is 540 stitches, and it's taking me about 20 odd minutes to get in a round. I know it's taking forever. But once I divide off for those sleeves, that will drop that count back by a good, at least 25%, if not a third, actually. So yes, it should be closer to a third. So it seems like forever getting it round, but once I get that and divide for those sleeves, it'll be great. So that's my mission for tonight, is to get that division happening and to get everything onto that waste yarn and all ready and set up. So when I head away to Auckland tomorrow, where I'm staying, hopefully I'll get a little bit of knitting done up there. Mind you, I've got a fairly full dance card while I'm up there. So I'm only gone for 4 days, and I literally jam everything in while I'm there. So that is how this is progressing. I have to say I'm absolutely loving it. I really am enjoying knitting it. It has been actually quite a joy to do. So yeah, utterly delighted with that. So that's where my progress with that is. Let me just pop that back in the bag down there. Oh, and I better pop my mask back in there before I forget it. Oh, that'd crash. I've moved the table forward so I could be back in this corner, so I could put all of this over here. Now, also arrived in the courier first thing this morning. We had some samples that we sent out last week to some sample knitters. to get some samples done of the new Cascade yarns and also the new lovely alpaca that we've got in store. This is the alpaca 3-ply. And I just wanted, this is the hard part with this, and I got a question with this actually yesterday in the inquiries saying, oh, do you have a sample of what this looks like knitted up? And so the answer to that is yes, now we do. I'm going to show you that in a second. The difficulty with this is that we could knit up on every single one of the colours a small square. And it, to be honest, is perfectly irrelevant because the colours, how the colours sit and how the colours look in that square will be completely different to how they look if you're going to be doing a pattern in the round, if you're doing a small pattern in the round, a large pattern in the round, if you're doing a lot of patterning, if you're doing a pattern straight, if you're doing, if you're double stranding the yarns together, 2 of these together will give you a DK weight. If you are using two hangs at the same time and alternating your rows, it will look different. If you're using stocking stitch, and it will look different if you're using garter stitch. There are so many variables that we can't cover all of them. So my advice to you is throw caution to the wind and be brave. Throw caution to the wind and be brave. And just have an adventure. Give yourself an adventure and see what happens. Personally, I love that. Sometimes I'll throw stuff out there and I just love seeing how things work out. And actually the other day, last Thursday when I had Ethan on, he showed us the Rebel cardigan that they had knitted in the sprinkles in their sock bandit. And he held that up. And you may remember it was this beautiful sort of speckling all the way through the body of the cardigan. And it sort of varied all slightly. It looked incredible. But then and that was because it was worked flat. And then the sleeves are worked in the round. And do you remember there was this incredible colour pooling on the sleeves, both identical. It looked stunning. It looked really quite amazing. And as he said, you don't know what you're going to get with that. And it looked really incredible. So yeah, throw some caution to the wind. But what I did do, the one project that I got knitted up in this, which I thought would be perfect, was because the initial pattern does actually call for this needle size and this weight of yarn. And of course, I have knitted this pattern every 6 ways to Sunday, and I've never actually knitted it to how it's written in the pattern. Funny that. Vintage Marie, so I have to get someone else to do it. And that is Hitchhiker from Martina Beam. I talked about Martina the other day. You know I'm a huge Martina fangirl. Well, this is Hitchhiker knitted, and I know, look, the screen doesn't like it. This is Hitchhiker knitted in this as written per pattern, except Dell, thank you, Dell, this is beautiful. Dell, who knitted this, says to me she is minus a couple of teeth, only because she got right to the end of the hank and she checked with me and she said, look, I might need 2 teeth off. And I was like, no, actually cast it off, because it is so nice to be able to get, you're not going to notice to being 2 teeth short on this completed out of one hank. To get a one skein wonder is just brilliant. So that's what she had left with her thing. And as you can see, it's utterly beautiful. Look at that patterning. It's divine. Look, the camera's freaking out. It's going, struggling. And it's just gorgeous. And it feels incredible. It's lovely. It's lightweight. This is the ideal accessory to knit for this time of year. So this was, in fact, these have just, the courier arrived just before I came on air. So these are going to be steamed and popped out to the shop. So that was the first sample she did for us. And then the second sample she's done is one of the free patterns, which was on the Cascade website, which I don't think was for the Malila. It was the Cascade Malila. It was, I can't quite remember. I'll have to look it up. Oh, it might have been for the Cascade Malila. Can't remember. Anyway, it's a free pattern for Cascade. It's under the children's section. You'll find it. And it's just the cutest, sweetest little poncho. But the weight was, look at that. Look at that. And we chose it because it was a pattern that the yarn does all the work. Isn't that beautiful? And imagine having a beautiful little hand knitted or crocheted flower on that. Oh, it'll be so sweet. This is actually the sort of pattern that honestly that you could very, very easily customize and expand out to. I mean, this is obviously a child size here, but this would be a pattern that would be very, very easy to customize and expand out for size. And it's just got this little picked up funnel neck there at the top. Thanks, Del. I mean, it's perfect, absolutely perfect, but it just shows off the color of the yarn, and I just think it's utterly gorgeous. So this will be going out in the shop as well. The other thing that I really like about this too is this yarn. It's a funny old yarn. This is because this is quite different to anything we have in store. It is a woolen spun single roving. It's something we don't manufacture. And if you're not used to knitting this, and I think actually one of the inquiries mentioned it the other day, it feels stringy, and it does feel quite string-like when you knit it. And I think it is because it is that single roving. It uses a recycled silk. And you sort of think, oh, and it does feel almost, stringy. When I knitted it, I was like, oh, okay. And I definitely noticed on the instructions, and I think I covered this in the Skeinz Diaries, but 5.5 millimeter, I was like, okay, that's optimistic. But this project, it's part of the reason we chose this, because this was using that size needle. And as you can see, yes, they knew what they were doing at Cascade. The fabric and the cover factor on this is perfect. And honestly, this is so soft. It is absolutely beautiful to wear against the skin. Gorgeous and soft. The fabric is lovely and pliant. And this fabric feels quite different to how it feels on the ball. So it really does knit up beautifully. Barbara has also, who's knitting a sample for us as well, is doing the Plum Crazy Wrap, which is done in the plum color. And it will be incredible. I know she's a good way through that as well. So then that will be an adult garment. These sorts of projects are perfect for this yarn. I know someone is actually using this yarn in the Swan Show as well. And to be honest with you, and they're knitting it as a DK, and it will be fine. It will, and it looks incredible. Now, she was in the other day, and she's got the plum, she's got the cyclamen, she's got, I think she said cream, Perendale cream, and I can't quite remember what the other colour was, but was it emerald for the pop? Anyway, it looks amazing, absolutely amazing. So thank you very much, Del, for getting those back to us, and they will be in the shop from today for you to have a touch and a feel and a fondle. And we've also got a rosin sample coming as well. Again, and that's another one. We just did knit up a little swatch on that. I wanted to test it. I looked at that and I thought, yeah, DK, no, I don't know. And it's funny, I knitted the swatch, I blocked it, I wet blocked it, I pinned it, and it's like, yeah, actually, yes, I can see how they've arrived at this. It's a beautiful fabric, actually, once it's washed and blocked. Really lovely, lightweight fabric, perfect for this time of year. Like, it will give you a spring style of top, and it's got that lovely, beautiful sort of tweedy textured effect. So we have got something that a sample coming in that as well that will look amazing. All of the patterns that we've gotten done in these samples are all using the free Cascade pattern resource. So none of these patterns cost anything, and we wanted to do that so you've got that accessibility to be able to knit something for free if you wanted to. Oh, now Joanne's just saying, it knits up so fast. She changed her needles to 6 millimeter for the last half of the bottom up poncho that she knitted top down. Yeah, and you know what? The thing is with this too, Jo, I think I agree with you. Now that I played around with this a little bit more, this is certainly a yarn that a lot of chunky knit patterns come in a 6 millimeter size. If you've got some of those floating around, this Malila, I think, could actually comfortably go into something like that for wraps and ponchos, or even some like some swing cardigans, or sort of drapey. The drape in this, you can see just with this, the drape in this is incredible. That is the high silk content. It is a 40% silk content. But I'm really delighted in how these are coming out. I even haven't had a chance to go out and do some stash acquisition with this yet. It will be happening. I'm just, it's just nice to have something that's a bit more fun. Actually, this yarn in this style of poncho, which of course, I know I've said it a million times, I will get round to writing it up, I promise. But I know that with this will actually be a bit of a win, I think. So I might just need to pull finger and make sure I get that happening. So, right. So that is all the bread and butter stuff. What I really wanted to talk about today was the products that we have just got in store. So these arrived on Monday, and we have been getting them loaded and into our system. And by the time I get a newsletter out to you this afternoon, they will be in, they will be loaded, they will be live, and you will be able to purchase. So we're so excited. So these are from Hippie. So for those that don't know, Hippie is Māori for sheep. And it is the most incredible range. I've been really fortunate. I've sort of been aware of this right from the grassroots of its product development. The lovely Kate and Michael Toswell, who are from the Wairarapa, they own Bagshot Station, and this is a range that they developed after this 2018-2019 season. They had an incredible clip from their lamb's wool, and Kate really got quite inspired to do something very special with it. And they created this beautiful range of homewares and hats. And we spun the yarn here at our mill, at our Skeinz mill at Design Spun. And all the products have also been manufactured in New Zealand. They've been finished. They're all limited editions. And we have all of them now here at Skeinz, which is so, so exciting. So we're just getting them all loaded up. The beautiful thing about this range, and when I send out the newsletter, there's some beautiful photography to give you an idea of what you can do with these stunning products. These are made from New Zealand crossbred lambs. They are lamb's wool. Utterly beautiful. All grown single source from their farm, as I mentioned, in Wairarapa, and they've all been knitted actually here in New Zealand as well. So I'm going to start with the throws because this is the first one that's sitting behind me. I mean, actually, I should weigh this. I haven't weighed this yet. There's a fairly decent amount of weight in this. This is not a lightweight throw. I'm picking by the weight of it. This is at least, I would say, at least 1.5 kilos in here, if not more. These throws, I think, shall I consult my manual? Because I do actually have this. The throws are 140 centimetres to 90 centimetres. So that is actually a throw size. So they're not quite as big as the mohair blankets that we have, but they are certainly large enough to pop over a bed. To be honest with you, I actually think, and I'm going to whip this off, these throws are certainly large enough to be worn actually even as a wrap. They are a fairly decent size like this. You could actually wear them as, if at home as a wrap or a poncho. They're utterly, well, someone who's a wee bit smaller than me probably could, but they're utterly gorgeous. This one here is called the Cable Sampler, which is made with all these different beautiful elemental cables. And then they also have one, which I haven't got that one here, but I've got a cushion version of it. They've also got the classic cable ribbed cushion. So this cushion, this pattern in here is also available in a throw. So you can get the throw and the cushion in to match. So this is the throw. This is the soft pink. And this soft pink, they've got 5 colours that are not in every single item, which is the first thing to realise. Not in every single item, but they do repeat across the range. So this one is called Soft Pink, which I utterly love. It is very similar actually to the Blossom. You may remember Blossom that we had a wee while ago, but it's just utterly gorgeous. If you're a pink lover, this, I tell you what, if you are expecting, oh, there we go. If you are looking for a baby blanket, this would be the most incredible baby blanket. It would be utterly amazing. We've got this in soft pink. We've got these natural. We've got these in, I loaded a whole heap of them today. Tobacco, which is this beautiful colour here, this beautiful rusty colour over here. In fact, that tobacco, a natural with a cream, I think there could be a soft grey as well, or an oatmeal. Utterly divine. These as baby blankets, honestly, are incredible. So they definitely will take an American cot-size blanket, no problem whatsoever. And they're so soft. Like, these will be definitely soft enough for a babe. I just think they're utterly delicious. So these are the blankets. So these, as I said, the two style of blankets in a variety of colours. The blankets are going to be $149, which is more than $100 off its normal retail price. So that's incredibly good value. So those are the blankets. And I will be honest with you, actually, if you like the look of the blankets, we haven't got a huge number of those. They would have been a really solid seller direct from Hippie. So of all the things that we have, the blankets are the things that we have the least amount of. So the blankets, if you're thinking, ooh, I quite like the look of that for a baby coming up. Loads of babies come up, spring babies, September, October babies, or Christmas if you're looking for a Christmas gift. These would make wonderful Christmas gifts, and you're wanting to get planned ahead. I definitely wouldn't dilly-dally around, because I think these will go super fast. So those are the blankets. And if you wonder how they come, we've just got the wonderful Heather out the back. She's getting them all packed up. So they all come with a little bit of information. Oopsie, there's the light. There we go. A little bit, some information cards there from Kate. So you've got a wee story about what's going on. And we're actually popping them in our Skeinz bags, these Skeinz product bags, only to keep them together and safe for you for travel. You can take them out if you want to at the other end. But if these are going to be for a gift, it just makes it a lot easier for wrapping and keeping these protected, because they're so divine that we want to make sure that they are going to be looked after. So those are the blankets. Now, here are the cushions. So I showed you this cushion. Oh, I showed you this cushion the other day. And it was the funniest thing with the cushions, because we saw initially the photographs of the cushions, but this is the thing with the cushions, is you really do need to see these in real life. They are vastly more dramatic in real life than what they are in a two-dimensional form. And I'm just going to sit back. So as you can see, in terms of scale, I'm not exactly shrinking violet. These are exceptionally large cushions. These are 50 centimetre by 50 centimetre cushions, or 1/2 metre by 1/2 metre. And I'm just going to pop this on its side. That's how plump these cushions are. Incredibly plump. So these are not just little, your little baby cushions. These are proper big bad boy cushions. They're utterly amazing. So I'm just putting this back around me because I'm cold. It's so cold in here. Now, we have got these listed, and we are selling these as covers only, and then we will have the inners listed separately. Before you go, well, Marie, why are you doing that? There is a method to my madness on this. The inners are beautiful. I'm just going to open this up to show you one of the inners. Here are the inners there. Now, the inners are made from this very, very high quality tight weave fabric. And the reason that's made with that quality of fabric is because this is duck down and feather in here, which is why these cushions are so plush. We are going to be selling the inners essentially at cost. And the method to the madness in selling the two things separately is some people may not want to use a duck inner, so it gives them an option that if they're not wanting to use an animal product inner, that they have the ability to go and source their own inner. So you've got that, but also too, if you're wanting to purchase these internationally, the inner is going to actually shoot your delivery fee way up because of the weight of the inner, because it's pretty substantial, and the size of it. So we've gone and sold them separately, because I know I've got a number of you, even now in chat, from Australia, not so much in Australia because we're flat rate shipping, but Definitely in the US, you might want to source your inners up there. It will be much, much cheaper to get your inner locally and then just purchase your cover. So we've gone and priced the covers. Now, all of them come with these high quality brass zips. They all, oopsie, there we go. They all have the hippie leather tag. And most importantly, is every single one of these items is numbered, because each one of these is a limited edition. This is number 1 of 20, this one. So there were only 20 of these cushions made. That's the back, nice and plain. There's the front. So all of these are limited edition. And it's not just the cushions, it's the blankets and the hats as well. So the quality on these is amazing. So we've got this one here is the square. This is the square cushion. This is the classic cable rib. It also comes in this herringbone pattern, which I love. So there's the natural. Oh, no, how's it going to show up? There we go with the light. That's the natural in the herringbone. Again, in the square. Honestly, these are so heavy. You do not want to let the kids near these for pillow fights, because they will knock each other out. Honestly, they're that heavy. And this guy here, same dimensions in the sense that in terms of volume, but this is rectangular. So this is the 60 by 40 centimeter cushion, and absolutely perfect. So this guy, I think, looks great. So you, like, for example, if you were wanting to look at some of these for your bed, you would have 2 of these guys, 2 of these longer rectangular guys that would go either side, and then you would get one of these bad boys for the middle, and it would look absolutely incredible. And so this is the herringbone. We have some of these rectangular cushions also in the cable rib as well. So those are the cushions. Now, and last but not least, the hats. Oh, let me just pop you back over there, and I'll put my poncho back on. And before you get too worried about all the fondling that's going on here, these are the samples. So these are not going to be the ones that we'll send out to you. Right. I'm doing this because there's no air, there's no heater in this room. And it was a bit slow this morning, and it's a bit chilly. Right. The hats. I'm just going to pull my little hat models over. There we go. I'll just sit you there for now. The hats. These hats, oh, sorry, now the cushions. So just before I forget, the pricing on the cushions. The cushion covers are actually the same as the blankets. They are $149, and that's ostensibly because there's almost a similar amount of yarn that has gone into those, and the quality of the finishing. So the zips and the leather tags and stuff. There's a lot more work in the cushions. The inners, all the inners are going to be $30. So that is exceptionally cheap for a feather duck inner. But as I said, they're basically cost price. We haven't actually put a margin on them because we want to allow you to be able to afford to get those inners. If you're local, I would definitely look at making sure you buy your inner as well as your cover. And if you're local, and when I say local, I mean New Zealand and actually Australia, because we've got flat rate shipping to you in Australia. The shipping cost, it's irrelevant. So definitely look at doing that. Last but not least, the hat. There are 3, and Kathy's just saying she's got her hippie hat on now. You may be saying, okay, Marie, like the cushions and blankets, we understand. There's a huge amount of work. If we were to knit one of these ourselves, it would be a lot of work. And let's face it, as I said before, if I see one of the girls, I might get them to weigh one of these. In terms of the weight in those blankets, to purchase the yarn for these, even if it's on special, would be at least half the value of what we're selling them for now. And then you've got the time to knit it. So, and the cushions in terms of the finishing, same thing. So I'm kind of being a bit cheeky, and I'm saving you a little bit of time with potentially not having time to make your own Christmas gifts this year. And this is where I think these hats are going to be an absolute star. I think they really are going to be an absolute star. So there are 3 styles in the hats. the classic cable rib. And again, they're all hand finished and riveted with this beautiful hippie leather tag. And they also, again, are all individually numbered. The hats, and I think it's the classic cable rib hat. Yes, this one does come, I think, in 4 sizes from infant all the way through to large adult. This one here is, I can tell you right now, it is the size 3. So this one is this is an adult size one, or a sort of teen. There is actually, I think, a 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the largest size hat here. So this one will fit me. This one is a 2, I think. Yes, this is a size 2 hat. So this will fit a smaller head or a teen. And then there's also size 1, which is child size. And in this guy here, in the cable rib, you will also get an infant size as well. So there are 4 sizes in this, 3 sizes in these, which is great. Not all colours are available in all styles, but they do have a number of colours across a number of styles. This one is called the Feather and Fan hat, which I think is gorgeous. It's a feather and fan with these beautiful cabled ribs through here, utterly divine. And then if you're not sort of, and this is your classic cable, but if you're someone that's sort of not wanting something quite so fussy, you just want something plain and warm and practical and timeless and stylish and just easy to throw on, then you've got your twisted rib hat, which is this guy here. It's got a nice amount of, I mean, this is the one I've just been dubbing the hipster hat because it has got that whole hipster vibe going on. The other great thing about this hat too, because it is a ribbed hat, it will fit a variety of sizes. This hat is great if you're like, actually I'll take this off so I can show you. This one's great if you've got a whole bunch of hair, because it fits across people with great amounts of hair, and you've got that beautiful detailing. Awesome. The neat thing with all of these hats is that, again, they're all made here in New Zealand. And if you're wanting to stock up on some of these for Christmas presents, we have got these listed at $49. Now, that's really incredible value. When you think that a hat, all these hats would be sort of 2 ballers, close to 2 balls of yarn, and by the time you spend the time making them, actually $49 isn't bad going for a top quality hat. You've got that finishing, limited edition, and you're wanting something as a gift. I think that these make fantastic gifts. And we've got all the different sizes, particularly if you've got a group of grandchildren or children that you want, teenagers actually. Teenagers would be brilliant. I definitely am going to get some of these for Christmas for my boys. Perfect for, teenage boys, let's face it, they'll love that. And they're just perfect. There's a style and a size here that will suit everybody. And I think Kate has been so clever in how she has gone and selected these. They're utterly stunning, absolutely stunning. So as I said, $49, and you will be able to have one of these very own hippie hats for yourself. So do make sure. Oh, there we go. Rachel's saying, where will she find these items listed? I'm listing them as I speak, Rachel. They will go live, as I mentioned earlier before, and I'll mention again for those who've just popped in. They will go live as soon as the newsletter goes out. I'm hoping, touch wood, that will be about mid-afternoon, about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm halfway through listing the hats now. I've listed the throws and the cushions. They're not live yet, but they are listed. And I'm just making sure that I get the rest of everything listed. We're just doing a final double stock check as I speak down the back. And the wonderful Heather is down there packaging everything up and putting everything together with their literature from Hippie and popping them in these nice protected bags for you. So these are our cellophane bags, and these can be reused. These are our yarn bags. They're just great. They just mean that they will be keeping them really, really protected, and they will look just top notch, particularly if you're going to be wanting to give them as gifts. We need to make sure they look their very, very best. So that is the range. We're so excited. So honestly, we really are. The number of stocks that we have on a number of these items, as I mentioned before, the blankets, definitely of all the items that we have, the blankets is the things that we have the least amount of. And I think they were actually, where is the little taggy will tell me how many they did. And I know that we haven't got a full amount. I mean, and when I say that, I think with these blankets, we're talking single digits is the numbers that I have of these. So don't, I know this one has got a little, oh, there it is. There's me little taggy. Yes, see, there were only originally 20 of these made, and I know that we've got single digits of all the blankets. So there is not a huge number of the blankets there. And the hats too, some of the hat sizes, some of the hat sizes I know we've got, again, single digits of. So do definitely, if you think, this is something that's going to work for me for Christmas, don't dilly-dally around too much. What else did I have? Where's my book? There's my book. Right, restocks. Before I go, restocks. You may have seen in the newsletter on Monday, I did pop out some restocks. One of those was Naked Skeinz, now in a new format. They are now coming, in fact, they now come in one of these bags. And there are 10 100-gram skeins in that bag, which means that it takes all the winding out for you. That is the new format that we will be using. So the Naked Skeinz machine washable DK is back, and in fact, over a quarter of all our stocks has already been sold through. So if you've been waiting for that, definitely go and grab those. And I've just found out that Damien's just at the mill at the moment picking it up. The Merino Twist on Twist base, which is the same as our Orb machine washable merino, that is now just about to arrive back in stock in the same format. I'm also told that the 4-ply sock superwash merino, that's going, we're throwing those on cones, but just so we can get them to you more quickly. So hopefully they might be turning up in the next day or two as well. We've been promised them. So they're there. We've also got back loading, they'll be loaded up this afternoon, Urban Deluxe in white and navy. I know a number of you have been hanging out for white DK. Merino Soft Baby Blush will be back. Baby Blush will be back this afternoon. It's one of the best-selling colours. So the Merino Softs are now starting to come back through for their second rotation post-COVID. So that's really good news. Pearl Luster and Rosaline, Cream Rose and Gardenia. The Pearl Luster is our beautiful fine Suri alpaca 3-ply. It's been super, super popular for those knitting those double-stranded mohair projects. That those colours are now back. Legacy and Baden is back, which is the beautiful rich intense blue, like the blue behind me, and Orb Fine and Shell, which is the beautiful soft shell pink. So all of those are back, and again there'll be more restocks next week. So on that note, I'm going to head off because I've got so much to do before I head away to Auckland tomorrow. So I do enjoy that. Definitely when you get the newsletter out and we start getting the information up on the hippie, Kate has sent me some beautiful photography. I will plaster that everywhere around on social media. Do make sure you share and forward those to people that you think will really love these products. So if you've got people that aren't knitters but really do enjoy beautiful locally sourced New Zealand products with a legacy, with a story, that are just utterly divine and incredible value. I think these are incredible value. Knowing the work that goes in to create these items, definitely let them know, because as I said, the numbers of these aren't massive that we've got, and we're excited to have them for Christmas presents, but I don't know how long they're going to hang around. So do make sure you share that on to people that you know. And hopefully when I get back next week, I'll have a swan show that's looking vastly more finished, and it won't be finished because I just know how busy I'm going to be while I'm away, but I hopefully have some little arms in there for you to see. And there'll be more restocks. I know there will be. And And I'm hoping I will have some more product from Places Far Flung next week as well. So until then, have a great week. I will see you then. Take care.